Hi, this is Material Control.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Donnie Cates.
Hi, I'm Joe Bryan, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Energy, and you're watching IKE ON.
And you're watching IKE.
And you're watching IKE ON. What's happening, Ike? As always, I'm your host, Petty Officer Michael Gendron, and welcome to another edition of IKE ON. So I've got something very important to talk to you about today. And somehow, yeah, it's even more important than in-serve. It's hydration. It's getting really hot on this ship, so you gotta make sure that you're filling up your camelbacks, you're filling up your water bottles, you're laying off the coffee and monsters, and you're drinking water constantly. It's literally the most important thing in the world. Because right now, we're out here doing a mission, and we've been doing that mission for a little bit now, so let's find out what we've all been up to and what we've all enjoyed. So Bobby, down to you.
You're a star. Easy.
Huh?
You're gonna be a star.
I don't know what to say.
We're here today with AZ3 Riggins. Now, how's your first month of deployment been?
Doesn't really feel like a deployment. Italy was great. Just feels like kind of a big vacation, and I get paid, so it's not a bad deal.
It's been going good so far. A little warm, definitely a little warm. I'm not used to this. I'm from a small town up in the northwest, so.
You know, working on quals and stuff, that's going really well. Definitely learning a lot. I feel like I've come out here, learned a lot more than, you know, prior deployments, so.
I got to see Rome, so that was pretty good. The Coliseum, had fun there. Actually got a chance to go inside, so. Not too many people get to do that, so I take that as a lifelong experience.
Probably, obviously, hitting Italy, because I'm Italian, so seeing the culture there and knowing, like, where I'm kind of from, it actually seems really cool, especially seeing Pompeii. Pompeii was awesome.
I mean, first month of deployment been a little challenging, but, I mean, trying to stay motivated and stuff like that. Getting qualified, leading sellers, that's what we do, you know, and trying to pass the time, staying positive.
I kind of just like looking at the sun come up every day. It's pretty.
You like being out on the open water?
Yes. It's so, like, dolphins and, like, the fish that fly, flying fish, those are cool.
Our first month of deployment so far has been great. We've been supporting the mission and supporting these air wing and squadrons, keeping these birds in the air.
Italy was amazing. Definitely had fun. Got out, saw some stuff. That was nice.
Are you excited for anything in particular coming up?
Bahrain, a little bit. The heat's a little scary, but I'm excited.
Well, fun memory is obtaining this bad boy right here, you know, surface qualified and stuff like that. I look forward to getting air qualified as well, dual qual, looking to leave here, triple qual, so deployment's going all right, so far so good.
It's not as bad as I expected it to be. Like, everybody said it was going to be really rough since it's my first deployment, but everybody was like, oh, you're going to hate it, but right now I'm kind of enjoying it. It's really not that bad.
Any highlights?
The greatest highlight so far is just my junior sailors learning their rate, doing their job, keeping the birds up, and supporting the combat missions. That's what we're out here for.
Thank you very much for your time. Mike, back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you, Bobby. And yeah, it sure seems like a lot of people enjoyed our trip to Italy. I mean, I know I did. I just visited all the great places and took dramatic pictures everywhere. But while I was taking dramatic pictures, some people were doing a little bit more in giving back to the community. Why don't you take a look?
COMRO stands for Community Relations. So all that it is activities that you can do off of the ship as far as volunteer activities go. Today we are at a preschool, and what we're doing here today is we're bringing them mats and just playing and hanging out with them today. Because it's always a way to give back. So as a United States sailor, we, go out and we serve others. So this is the best way to do it, not just in the United States, but even overseas, to show that we are of service. So that's the most rewarding thing, is the opportunity to be able to play with them, to be able to hang out with them, and be here. This is the best thing that I've done while in Italy. What better activity could you do than to give back, not only to kids, but in another country? This is my first deployment, so the best thing that I can tell somebody is to come out and actually see what it is that you're missing, versus going out and seeing, the ruins or, the statues. The most important thing are the people that laid the ground for those things to happen, and we don't know where any of these people are going in life. So I say come out and be an impact on somebody that you may never get to see again in life. That's pretty rewarding.
We get it. You spent weeks, if not months, with that beautiful piece of upper lip hair. It's been with you through the good times and the bad. You share countless cups of French-pressed frappe, cafe, mochaccino coffee together. You even share the same pillow every night. But sometimes the people, or things, we trust the most tend to take advantage of us before we even realize it. So before your mustache starts rubbing your chain of command the wrong way, get that thing back in rags.
A long time ago, I made a promise to someone. I promised that I would keep this ship safe. That with every turn of every screw, I would keep this ship safe. That through each and every day, I would keep this ship safe. That by the sweat of my own brow, I would keep this ship safe. I promised myself that a long time ago. I don't intend to break that promise.
Meet C3 Kelly. I'd like to give a shout out to my mom and my dad, and all my friends back home in Wichita, Kansas, and my wife in Chesapeake. Hope you guys are doing well, and just know that we're doing good work out here.
Hi, my name is ABH2 Cogill. I wanted to give a shout out to all my family back in California, and a very special shout out to my husband Daniel and my little boy Ethan. Mommy misses you and loves you, and I'll see you guys soon.
How you doing? I'm SHSN, Master Barber Presley. I just want to give a shout out to everybody back home, my mama, my dad, all my family. I love y'all. Be home soon.
Hi everyone, I'm MC3 Casey Hopkins. Because of how hot it is in here, Mike went to go fill up his Camelback. But speaking of hot spaces, let's go check out what the engineers in the Catapult Shops have to deal with every day.
Well, catapults, we're between reactor and air, so we're just the middleman, but we're very important. We do the dirty work behind the scenes. We don't get the credit for pushing the button, but we bring it. We bring the pain, we bring the noise, That's what we do.
We're an aircraft carrier. Our entire purpose is to launch aircraft, and our catapults are steam powered. We control that steam.
What we do is, for those jets to launch, is we get steam from the reactor and we pressurize an accumulator. If it's half full, steam will be filling up the top and it heats up the water on the bottom. So when they launch, all that steam gets rushed out into the launch valve and it'll shoot that spear which launches the jet.
Our shop right now is a little over 100 degrees, and all of our spaces are way hotter than that. Our hottest space is probably like 170 degrees. We break thermometers all the time.
What I enjoy most is the people I work with. I love my job, and I think the people we work with, they love the job too. It makes it more fun. And if you're having fun at work, it's like the best thing ever because you get things done.
No matter what, we work well together. And it gets rough. So, just gotta do it. You gotta love it. You gotta get up every day with that passion, that drive.
I'm ABHN Williams. I'd like to give a shout out to the dental department. My brother's in there right now. I'd like to give a shout out to Natasha, my mother, my sister Kamaya, my brother Nikai, my girl Brandy.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Joshua Dworkin from VAW 123, and I'd like to give a shout out to my parents, Jeffrey and Marguerite, back in the United States, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm ET2 Williams, and I would like to give a shout out to my husband and my daughter and the rest of my family. I love and miss you guys so much. I can't wait to see you. Love you. Bye.
Hey, everybody. It's me, your old friend, Red, White, and Blue Monster. So, I'm here to tell you about something very important, and that's voting. Ooh, voting. So, yeah, voting. You get to pick your own boss, and that's pretty awesome. But in order to do that out here on the ship, there's a couple things you're going to have to do. Mainly, you're going to have to get your federal postcard application. Now, I know what you're thinking. Now, Red, White, and Blue Monster, where do I get my federal postcard application? And do I have an answer for you? Just go to the IKE SharePoint under Legal and Right to Vote, and you'll be able to get that application, and you'll be able to get your absentee ballot, and you'll be able to vote, and it'll be great. So, yay, voting! Woo! So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, go ask Legal. Red, White, and Blue Monster, out! Woo!
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I was just enjoying the latest edition of the 5-Star newspaper. Now, as you may have noticed, out here in the... it's hot. Like, really hot. Like 135 with the heat index hot. And in the next coming months, it's only getting hotter. So let me drop some science to help you keep cool during your workday. So you might be wondering, MC3, what's the difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion? Well, when a person has heat stroke, they may or may not show signs of heavy sweating, weakness, cold, pale, clammy skin, a fast, weak pulse, nausea, vomiting, and fainting. With heat exhaustion, symptoms may include a high body temperature above 103 degrees, hot, red, dry, or moist skin, a strong, rapid pulse, and possible unconsciousness. So if you see a shipmate showing any signs of these symptoms, whether it be on the flight deck, in the hangar bay, on the mess decks, or in the gym, be sure to get them out of the elements and seek medical attention immediately. Additionally, try to spend as little amount of time in hot spaces if your being there isn't completely necessary, and take advantage of our relaxed uniform standards when possible. But most importantly, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You can trust me. I'm practically a doctor. Ding!
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So I know it seems like we're harping on heat stress and hydration a lot, but that's just because it's so important to our mission that we stay focused and alert at all times. Now, I know we've been out here a long time, and sometimes it's tough to keep sight of why we're out here, so right now I'd like you to take a look at a little reminder of what it is we're doing.
We're flying missions in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. Those operations are going on in Iraq and Syria. And in layman's terms, how I compare that is we're attempting to prep the battlefield for the Iraqis and the Syrians and their efforts and their fights against Daesh or ISIS. So the process for getting the jet ready for takeoff is pretty elaborate, and it starts well before we actually get up on to the roof or the flight deck to start it up. So by the time we get up on the jet, we know we have something ready to rock and roll and go flying with. We have the utmost confidence that all those key players are doing their job professionally and that we'll be safe in our efforts. And I have no doubt when I hop in that aircraft that it's safe for me to fly and that all systems will be operational. For a takeoff in the F-18, specifically on the carrier, is a very, very unique event. I'm always mentally good to go prior to launch off the front end. That's a pretty exhilarating experience. While we're airborne, obviously there's a lot of stuff that's still going on the ship to start begin to recover aircraft. Landing stations are manned to include the landing signals officers, which on the back of the ship, basically on the port side, to help guide aircrew into a successful landing. It's always a welcome relief when you fly back towards mom day or night and you break her out and see her down there, because that's where all your friends and family for the next 6 months are. So for the people back home who are curious, you know, are we executing the mission? How are we executing the mission? You have the best of the best out here. The folks that I have the pleasure of working with on a daily basis, my fellow air crew who go out there and execute these missions, all inspired every day by their contributions to the fight. And they're doing it not only very professionally, but they're successful in those efforts. So they can rest assured that the Dwight D. Eisenhower's out on the tip of the spear to ensure that, again, we don't have to have any of those issues back home, and we're taking care of business out here.
Here is the XO with today's XO review. Many of us are working in spaces that are just getting hotter, and you can expect over the next couple of weeks it's going to get really hot. Probably medical has already been into your spaces and done some heat stress monitoring, and they provided you a chart based on the temperature, how long you can be in the space, and how long you have to be out of the space in order to maintain a safe core temperature. So follow their advice, drink lots of water, and look out for each other. That means if you see a shipmate who's starting to seem just a little bit disoriented, perhaps has stopped sweating and has a pale, clammy appearance, it might be time to get them to a cool space so that they can start to recover from the heat. By looking out after each other, we'll make sure that we have a safe cruise and we all make it home in one piece. Back to you, Petty Officer Gendron.
Well, thank you, sir. And Ike, that's about all the time we have left. So remember, stay hydrated, stay classy, and stay greater each day. I'm Petty Officer Michael Gendron, signing out.